Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Suher El Ghazali. We're going to continue talking about chapter 3, part 2. Actually, it's about application on elasticity. Okay, we're still talking about demand and pricing, but I just remind you some stuff that we talked about elasticity. We said types of elasticity of demand are price elasticity of demand, income elasticity of demand, cross elasticity of demand, advertising elasticity of demand. Okay, because you have to know the elasticity to decide to raise the price, to lower the price, to raise the cost, this is the cost, or to lower the cost. We're going to concentrate on application on two things. Price elasticity of demand and advertising elasticity. Of course, we know about this. We'll know about this and we'll take a look. But this is what we're going to have numerical problems on mainly. The first one and the last one. Let's just continue. I want to remind you with the price elasticity of demand. What is the price elasticity of demand? It is the ratio of percentage change in quantity and percentage change in goods price. All other factors are held constant. In algebra, we have this. Okay, I want you to study this. This is how we get it here. This is how we get it. I don't care about how we get. I care about you studying this, and I care about this. Okay. Actually, I want you to study those are very important. This is depends on the information you get in the problem. Elasticity equal any elasticity equal, okay, the change in quantity over the change of V times average over P. Change and change here we make first derivative with respect to V. We're talking about according to V. So elasticity of rice, okay, equal the first derivative of Q with respect to V altogether times P over Q. If we're talking about advertising, as I said, we're going to concentrate on price and advertising. Elasticity of advertising equal the first derivative of Q with the respect of A. Just like this. Imagine this is G. Okay, derivative, the first derivative, times A over Q, okay? A is advertising, B is price, okay? I want you to study this by heart. I want you to be able to write it in any problem I give you, because if you use it in a problem without writing this, you're going to lose marks, okay? It means that you cheated or something. No, I want you to write it if you need it if you need to answer with it inside the problem. Let's just continue. I want you also to memorize this very well. We took this last time. It's elasticity, response sensitive, and E. If the result of your problem became greater than 1, it means it's elastic. Okay? Elastic. If it is equal 1, it's unitary elastic. If it is less than 1, it's inelastic. Okay? Why do we have to learn this? Because if we're talking about price makes me have more profit. If we're talking about the price elasticity of rice, and if it is inelastic, okay, like what? Like medicines. Like if somebody is very sick, he needs to have antibiotic, right? So the antibiotic that he's going to have, it's a must. And he has to take 1 tablet every 12 hours, okay? He can't have 2, he can't have 3. Even if the price is very low, he won't take 2 instead of 1. If the price is very high, he won't take half instead of 1. No, he has to take the certain demand and it won't change. So that's why we say most of the medicines are inelastic. The demand does not change. The demand does not change, okay? When it is inelastic, it means the supplier will ask himself, I'm just gonna sell the same amount. The demand never change. So might as well raise up the price to make a high profit, Usually the supplier who's selling medicines or the factory are producing medicines, they argue with the government to raise the prices to make profit because the demand are the same. never change, never be higher or lower. So they make argument with the government protects the citizen not to raise the price. Just giving you idea about inelastic. But I don't care about all of this. I care about if it is inelastic, I will raise the price to make a profit. Okay? If it is elastic, I have to be very careful not to raise the price. Because if I raise the price, they could go to another substitute. They won't buy it. Okay? Because it's elastic. Elastic means many factors comes inside. They could, instead of buying meat, they can buy chicken. And instead of buying trousers, jeans, they can buy cotton. And instead, whatever, there's substitutions, there's other ways. So that's, if it is elastic, I don't raise the price. If you're talking about prices. But if we are talking about cost like advertising, it's different. If we talk about advertising and became inelastic, so think about it. You are making advertising for chocolate and the demand is the same. It became inelastic. When I make the equation, it came inelastic. Okay, so it is inelastic. Let's just go back, not chocolate, medicine. It's inelastic, okay? The demand does not change, okay? Why I'm making advertising with 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 or 1 million? It won't change. The advertising will help me to change the demand, but it won't change, okay? So might as well lower the cost, which is advertising, because it won't make any change. It's inelastic. It just does not change with me. ما هوش مرن. مش كل ما أحط in Arabic what I said in English. ما هوش مرن. مش كل ما هزود الادvertising هيتغير الطلب. لا، هو the same. Okay? So it does not change. Okay? So I might as well, as a good, smart supplier, make a profit. So I will I will lower the advertising so to save some cost. When I save some cost, I will have higher profit, right? So this is the idea about learning. If it is the advertising is elastic, if it is elastic, so yes, means if I make more advertising, the demand will be higher. So let's just raise the advertising, okay? So it's different when we talk about price, when you talk about advertising or cost. Let's just move to the next one. I want you to study this. All of this, it's important to study by heart to put it down in the exam. Okay? Let's just move to application, a real application about what we studied in this chapter. I don't care about anything in your book, but what I'm saying, it's important. We have here a problem or a case study or something that will make you make a good decision or a bad decision. Ahmad's fast food restaurant has completed a study of weekly demand for its old-fashioned shawarma sandwiches in 53 regional markets. The study revealed that he is sending some people. Ahmad have a restaurant to sell shawarma and stuff and other sandwiches, but he wants to make a study about his shawarma sandwiches, the old-fashioned ones that he's producing. Okay, so he sent some people for a study. They came up after some time with this equation. They said, this is the amount of sandwiches queue that you're going to sell each week. If you know if it is elastic or inelastic, and you have to, this is the equation they came out with. Where Q is the number of shawarma sandwiches sold per the store per week. Okay. A is the level of local advertising expenditure. Okay. This is the local advertising expenditure. This is A, advertising cost. POP donates to local population in thousands. B power O is the average shawarma sandwiches price of local competitors, okay, for the typical Ahmad's outlet. This is the local competitors. Oh yes, people are producing the same kind of sandwiches around him. How much they sell it? This is the price of them. This is the average price of them, okay. So what I will give you in the equation or the problem, I will give you that P equal 1.5 or 1.50 means that P is what? Remember what did we say P is? P is the price for the selling in Ahmed's restaurant. Okay, it's not written here, but I will write it for you in the exam. P is the price that Ahmed is selling his the price that he's selling his shawarma. This is P. Okay, P is the price that he's selling. He's selling the shawarma sandwiches, old-fashioned sandwiches, 1.5, $1.50. Okay, and the competitors are selling it with $1. P power O is the competitors. Okay, the local competitors. Okay, so that's what we have here. A is advertising. Okay, A is advertising. So advertising here is 1,000. I'm just paying 1,000 for advertising in dollars. POB, this is the population I'm working on. My population is 40,000. Okay, but we'll just forget about 1,000. We'll say 40. Okay. The first requirements here, estimate the weekly sales for typical Ahmed's outlet. See, this is how it looks like. You have to answer A, 1, 2, 3. 1, you have your grades. 2, you have your grades, your marks. Number 3, you have your marks here, okay? So you have to be careful about how you answer your questions, how to be organized. If you want to have A or A+, you have to be clear about your answer. You have to be organized. Estimate the weekly sales for typical Ahmed's outlet. You have to estimate the weekly, wanna know Q for Ahmed. Okay, so we'll substitute P with this number, we'll substitute A with this number, we'll substitute POP with this number, we'll substitute P power O with this number. Okay, but this is the first requirement. Second requirement is what is the current price elasticity? You have to apply the law that we learned before. For shawarma, what is the advertising? You have to apply the law of advertising. Should Ahmed raise his shawarma? This depends on this step. Let's just move here. This is the equation. Okay, so I'm going to represent P, what we have here. This is for, we'll just make 400 here. Minus, go down, 1,000 to 1,200 to go down. P, it's the price for the shawarma sandwiches Ahmed is selling. I said it's $1.50, okay? And 0.8, usually people get confused why I'm not writing 0. I'm not writing 0 because the American way not to write 0 here. The British write 0, but it is the same. 0.8 means 0.8. 0.8 here, and A, as I said in the problem, advertising was 1,000. Okay, 55, let's just put 55. POP, population in Ahmed's restaurant, was 40. Okay, 800, don't forget the signs. This has to be, this will make big differences. And then B power O is 1, the competitor is selling. Calculate it with the calculator. You're then going to have 2,400 as quantity selling per week. This is the quantity Ahmed's outlet is selling per week. 2,400 sandwiches. Okay. Let's just move to the next requirements. Remember the next requirements, what it was? It was what is the elasticity of rice? Okay. Elasticity of rice. This is the law that we learned before. The first derivative of Q is the respect of V times P over Q. Let's just make the first derivative here. Let's just make this one. The first derivative G, the first derivative of Q with power, with respect of A, with respect of V. The first derivative of Q with respect of V. There's P here. No, you can't work with it. There's a P here, but there's a sign. You have to put the sign down, okay? And let's make the first derivative. 1 times this number equal this number, okay? 1 minus 1, it will go because we're talking about the first derivative. Then no B's. This is the result. Do you have P here? No. Do we have V here? No. Do we have V here? No. This is not V. This is V power O. We don't care about this. Okay. So this is the first part here equal this part times P over Q. How much is B? Remember? How much is selling his shawarma sandwich? He is selling his old-fashioned shawarma sandwiches with $1.50. Yes, $1.50 over Q. This is the number Q over Q equal 0.78, 75. Okay. Of course, again, 0.75 the same as 0.75. 0.75. Okay, first request. Second request, he wants to have the elasticity of advertising. Again, we're going to change P by A. This is the law. You have to study the law. The first derivative of Q over with the respect of A. We call it this way. The first derivative of Q with the respect of A. This is over, okay? So let's just make the A, the derivative of Q is that this is the derivative of Q with the respect of A. A. Yes, we don't have A here. We don't have A here, but we do have A here. Let's just put the sign down and make the first derivative. 1, it's 1 hidden 1 here times 0.8 equal 0.8. 1 minus 1 equal what? 0. No A's. يبقى the answer of this will be this. Yes, because we don't have A's here. No A, no A, no A. So only this one. So this is 0.8 times A over Q. Let's just have A over Q. How much is A? Remember 1000 over Q. How much is Q? This is what we get. That's why if you get this wrong, everything will be wrong. So you have to be careful about the first step. So I'll take Q here, 2400, 1000 over 2000. Do it, calculate it to be 0.333 or 0.333. Okay, now we have two elasticity of price and elasticity of advertising. The third question, since they said, what do you think? You should raise the price or should not raise the price, and why? Analyze it. Critically analyze it. So since the demand is, this is elastic or inelastic? You have to write here in the critically, you have to write the schedule and the law. Okay. If it is less than 1, this is less than 1 or more than 1, less than 1. If it is less than 1, means what? Elastic or inelastic? This is the price. Less than 1, less than 1. Inelastic. So, okay, great. If it is inelastic, it means what? I'm going to raise the price or keep the price or do what? Yes, fine. Might as well. It is inelastic, so the demand won't change. So, might as well raise the price to make a profit. So, since the demand is inelastic, Ahmed should raise the price. Type advertising. This is less than 1, 2. It's inelastic, but it is costs, it is expenditures. Should we raise it? Yes, I want to hear. Yes, you should not raise it. This is advertising. This is cost. I want to make profit. I am a greedy supplier. I want to make profit. So I will lower the advertising or even don't pay any advertising. Okay. Reducing cost as advertising in process because it is inelastic. Okay. The number 3, the answer, since the demand is inelastic, Ahmed should raise the price. Increasing revenue. Of course, when he raises the price, he'll make revenue because the demand is the same. And reducing cost at advertising in the process because it is inelastic too. All right. Number 3 here is asking you critically analyze your answer. You're going to take a look at page 55 and 75. You're going to write in page 70. I have it here in front of me. You can open the book, page 55. Okay. You'll find in page 55 here, all right, elasticity of demand. And you're going to just write analyzing about what does it mean, elasticity of demand. and the law of elasticity of demand, and the schedule in page 57. And that's it. Just summarize a paragraph, okay, to write it down in this case, okay? Until 70, until, I'm sorry, not 70. It should be, I'm sorry, this should be 57, not 75. Not 75, okay? 57. 57. Okay? Are you listening to me? 55 to 57. I cannot change it easily because if I do that, I have to go back again. This is the answer of a very good application on elasticity of demand according to the price, elasticity of price, and elasticity of advertising. I hope you understood this. Let's move to what you have in your book, page 66. Here, I'm not giving you one like this in the exam because this is too much to answer. This is elasticity. We're talking here about quantity produced from X and price. We're going to make a price elasticity, and we're going to make price competitive product. There's a product here competitive. We're going to make elasticity of it, and the price complementary and advertising. This is too much to handle, so I'm not giving you one like this, but just I'm giving you an idea about what's going on here. So let's just move. This is what we have in equation here. All right. So we're going to replace everything, and we're going to have calculated. It will be at the end 2. This is easy. Okay. This is the quantity of X. Then when you find elasticity of demand, you're going to make elasticity of price. The first derivative of the quantity with the respect of price, and they're going to make the same for all of them, okay? And then you're gonna have numbers here. This is too much for you to handle, so ignore it completely, but I'm just giving you idea about it, okay? All right. Here, if this is about why I'm giving you this, to teach you first, when you remember how to make a decision. You make a decision by calculating all of this, the alternatives, and decide to predict what will happen next year. So here, suppose, you just imagine that the firm intend to increase the price of product by 5% and the commodity, the substitute by 7% and the complementary by 8% and so on. So we're going to just add the percentage, add to the 2 to know what is the predicting profit. This is not the equation that we learn, but we're going to just add 2. This is the quantity of X that we got it. And then we take the quantity times 5, predicting that what we think we want to have 5% over, times elasticity with my negative, وبعدين 2 and times percentage that want to change in prices times elasticity, and so on, then we get that is what estimated for next year. I don't want you to stress on this. This is too much for you, but I want you to concentrate on Ahmed's outlet. It's important. It's a good practice for you and application for price elasticity and price demand. By this, I will be ending chapter 3, and next lecture is going to be in chapter 4. At this point, you'll be able to answer all the assignment in your book in assignment number 3, but I want you to cancel. Let's just see. We're going to cancel. In assignment number 3, you're going to cancel number 7. Don't answer the last one, number 7. I'm canceling it for you. According to situation we're having here, we have to just make things easier for you guys. It is easy if you want to answer it, but just make it easier for you not to answer it. Actually, I'm going to cancel 6 and 7. Cancel number 7 and number 6. Cancel number 6 and 7, page 132 in your book. Okay, and then here we finish chapter 3, and next lecture I'll be seeing you soon for chapter 4. Please go back to e-learning and see the time frame to finish your assignment. Change it in time frame. Don't make yourself lose grades. Okay. If you have any question, don't hesitate to answer. I'll be more than happy to answer it either by WhatsApp or e-learning or anything. Have a nice evening. Stay home. Be safe. Thank you.